from middle school, okay? The other one you may or may not have done in middle school, I can't remember, is exterior angle theorem. So exterior angle theorem states that the two remote interior, so these two are remote interior angles, remote interior. Remote just means that they are not directly next to the exterior angle. So notice the location. You have this exterior out here. They are far away from, they are not adjacent to, they're not connected to the exterior. So the two remote interior add to make the exterior. What's up? Yes. So we're going to say the measure of angle 1 equals the measure of angle 2 plus the measure of angle 3. So the exterior equals the two remote add together. The reason why this is, I'm going to show it on the board. I'm not going to write it on here because I don't want you to write it.
What number?
I think it's 46. If this was 30, let's use our brains really quick. If this was 30 degrees and this was 50 degrees, and I use this theorem, okay, the two inside add to make the outside, how much would that have to be? Huh? 80. Okay. The reason why this works is because if this is a straight line, how much should be directly next to 80 right here? 100. And then how much should a triangle add to make? 180. So 100 plus 30 plus 50 makes 180. So that's why this works. Some people will not remember the remote interior, the remote interior add to make the exterior. So you can always use the process of a triangle adds to make 180 and then finding the angle next to it to find that outside angle. So if you can't remember this exact theorem, you can think add to make 180 and then subtract from 180 to find the outside. But if you remember the interior angle theorem, then it will be like easier for you in the long run. So for number 1, we're going to keep it simple. We have a triangle. We don't have a little exterior angle. Get off. Put it away. It doesn't have to be straight in your face. Put it away. Okay, so a triangle adds to make 180. So how much is the missing angle? Nope. A triangle adds to make 180. How much is angle 1? 119, because you just subtract from 180, 119 degrees. Angle 2, notice it, or angle 2, problem 2, notice it has the tail. It has an exterior angle. So it's on the outside. So you could do one of two things. You can add to make 180, find this angle, and then subtract from 180 to find the outside. Or you could remember the theorem, the two inside add to make the outside. Okay, so 52 would go, like, did you add and then subtract from 180? So that's here. So how do you find the angle next to 52? 128, you minus it from 180. So, or you could have just added these and you would have got 128, or you can add, subtract from 180 and then subtract from 180 again. So take a second, think about number 3. Okay, so you can either, there's 2 ways to do it. The easiest way to do it is you add the inside. If you add these together, you get 128. What they did is they added to make a triangle first. So they subtracted from 180 to find the missing angle. So they got 52 here, right? And then they subtracted from 180 to find the outside because it's a straight line. Okay, let's do the next one. So for number 3, I'm going to show you like the way that uses all the stuff. If this is 104, how much is directly next to it? 76, because it adds to make 180 because it's a straight line. Then a triangle adds to make 180. What? No, so
25.
It's 25. They have to add to make 180 because it's a triangle. So if you add them and you subtract from 180, that missing angle is 25. Does that make more sense?
No.
Yeah.
That one says 1 though.
Because it's the measure of angle 1. So it's not 1 degree. It's like it's like that. Okay, so let's pause really quick because I feel like you guys are confused. Let's go to the back real quick. Why don't you try 1, 2, and 3?
Are we skipping in?
No, we're not. Try 1, 2, and 3. Go on back, try 1, 2, 3. Yeah, because I think you guys are too fast.
Go on number 2.
I know, do shadow.
You don't have to announce it. You should play it. That's a good one. Yeah, that's the reason why you gotta.
Hey, try 1, 2, and 3. Once you realize what you're doing, it's not big. It's not. It's like just weird. So number 1's a regular triangle. So it should add to make 180. So how much is number 1? 45. Good. Number 2 has a tail. So you can do it one of 2 ways. You can either remember the rule, the 2 interior add to make the exterior, or you can add to make 180 and then subtract from 180. 129. The last one, same thing. You can either remember the 2 interior, add to make the exterior. So it's a little different because you'd have to subtract, or you could find this by subtracting from 180 and then subtract from 180 again. So how much total is this? How much?
37.
37.
Yeah.
Are we okay now? Now that we kind of like.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go back to the front. So on the front, now we're going to add some equations. So for number 4, it says solve for x, then find each measure. Is this a regular triangle or does it have a tail? It's a regular triangle, right? So how much are we adding to make? 180. So the equation is going to start really long, but it's going to reduce to a 2-step equation every single time. So don't get thrown off by the long equation. So I'm just going to start by writing the top one. So we have 9x plus 3. We are adding one of the other ones. It doesn't matter. I'm going to go to the left. So 5x minus 2. I'm adding the next one, which is 11x minus 21. It is really long right now, but every single time it's going to reduce to a 2-step equation because what should I do after this? Combine all the like terms. So I'm going to look at the x's, 9x, 5x, and 11x all added together are 25. Combine your numbers, 3, -2, -21. Negative what?
So do we do plus -2 or
Negative 20.
-2?
What'd you say?
Plus -2 or -3?
We add 20. What? It's 3 plus -2 plus -20. The 2-step equation, very easy. We add 20 and we divide. Good.
And you plug it in. That's the only time.
Yep. Plug it in. Yep. So take a second. You're going to plug it in. This is the part that we don't have to write. I'm going to show you, but you don't like, feel free to not to copy this part, but I'm going to write it down. But you can just plug this in using the calculator. You're doing 5 times 8 minus 2. 9 times 8 plus 3. 11 times 8 minus 21. You don't have to write the work down for that. So what do we get for the top angle E?
75.
75 degrees. Nice. So E75. What about D? 38. Yeah, you did that wrong. 38.
Good job.
The last one is what?
6'7".
6'7".
Ah, wow. It's actually 67.
Okay, try number 5. I'll leave it up here. Try number 5. You're going to write a really long equation to start, but it will reduce to a 2-step equation every single time because no matter what, you're going to combine like terms. And if you understand that you're combining like terms, honestly, you don't even have to write the really long equation. You can just combine like terms to start anything. But that's for like big grade people.
For my work.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, you showing your work even this amount though, that 2-step, like this part is totally fine with me. Like even if you just have that.
I'm just like a scholar. Already done.
Thank you.
I know.
Yeah, I got the different.
Okay, I got it.
Yes. Your phone can test.
I was something wrong.
Okay, let's see what you did wrong. Everybody's 2-step equation should be the same. So when I combine x's, how many x's do I have? Not 3x. What? 15x. Okay. When I combine my numbers, -22, -4, and +11 make how much? -15.
Good job.
So everybody's 2-step equation, no matter what your original equation is, it could be out of order. It should always reduce down to the same 2-step. So 15x minus 15, you're going to add 15 to both sides and then divide. So we're back to like basic algebra. If you're not good with algebra, like you're going to have struggling time the rest of the year because we're basically doing this for the rest of the year. Lots of math equations. So what do we get for x? 13. Make sure you take a second and you're going to plug it back in. You don't have to write this out. You're just plugging it in. Yep, 13 plus 11 is 24.
That doesn't sound like it.
So angle R is 24 degrees. Has anybody got Q at the top? What? What? 30. It's okay. And then P? 126. Okay. The next one is not the same. Why is it not the same? Because it has a tail, which it's obviously not called a tail, but it's got the exterior angle, which is the tail. I like to call it the tail. So when you see the tail, we are not adding to make 180 because it's not all on the inside. What are we adding? A and B, and they're going to add to make the tail. So we're going to add these, and it's going to be equal to the outside, the exterior angle. The two remote interior add to make the exterior. So we're going to do 13x minus 11 plus 4x plus 1 equals exterior, which is 18x minus 15. So this is not technically a 2-step equation. They're called multi-step equations, but we're still combining the left side. So if I combine my x's on the left, how many x's would I have? 17. And then -11 and 1 make what? -10. So this is why it's a multi-step equation. It's not a 2-step equation, but still, this is the kind of equation that you have 4 ways to solve. Whichever way you choose will get you to the right answer. Does anybody have preference of what we mean?
Minus 18. I'm 17.
Ew, you're weird. You can do that.
I'm at minus 17.
I like to move the numbers first, but you do you. Boo-boo. We're going to get the same answers. I'm going to add the 15. negative,
Yeah, it is.
and then plug it back in.
Hey, lines. That's relatively locked in.
Yeah, you
No,
can,
I already wanted my
you can
questions.
take it in your backpack.
I already wanted my questions from the wrong page, so I'm not the locked in if you like.
Okay, so when you plug it in, take a minute, plug it in, and then these answers look a little different. This is how it's going to be on your EOC. So take a second, plug it in over here, and then try to figure out where these numbers actually go in those settings. Because it's 3 letters, so this is kind of like a table. It says CAB, so it's technically starting at C. It's going to A, it's ending at B, CAB, C to A to B. So what letter is it really talking about? It's talking about A. Because you start at C, you go to A, it ends at B. So it's really talking about the middle letter. So you're really focusing on the middle letter. So like, because it's CAB, it's an angle. So just like when we label angles, they use 3 letters. If I start at C, I go to A, I end at B, it's talking about this angle right here that's getting 4 and 5, those 3 letters.
Only finding one.
So yeah, you're only finding one. You're not adding them all together because then it'd be 180 because it's a triangle or something. So it's really just the middle letter it's focusing on. They use 3 letters though, because they represent angles, and angles can be represented using 3 letters instead of just 1. So take a second, see if you can figure out the numbers, see if you can figure it out, and then we'll talk about it because some of you will be surprised. How much you can actually figure it.
The point for
So they would be right here. So when you plug it in, sure.
Chloe, what did I do?
You have to subtract.
The CAD with the center.
Miss Violet, can I have the back?
Yeah, bring me some. The other one, ECB, it's with ECB, is like this stuff.
Because I know we liked your text.
Actually, a lot of people.
It came up on my
Plug
phone,
X
page
into that
19.
one.
I was tempted to block you.
It's so bad.
It's like shoot me an application. It was so.
Let me see.
Shoot me an application. My previous was cried. Bro, it was a friend that posted it and it came up and I was like, it was disgusting. 2-man applications, wow. Freshman, by the way.
Here, focus.
TikTok.
Yeah, we should probably, yeah, let's just not.
My therapist will be hearing about My therapist will be hearing about that.
Just here, sit down. You're like 14. Take a chill pill when you're taking. Okay. Okay, anyways, back to math. Okay. CAB, if I plug 5 in, first off, let's just talk about these numbers here. So what's right here when you plug this in? 54. So this one's 54. When you plug this one in, what do you get? No. 21.
What's that?
Okay. When you plug it in here, what do you get? 75. Now, the 75 is technically in this corner right here. People get confused. It looks like it's between C and D, but 75 is that angle, that exterior angle. So CAB, C to A to B, we already kind of talked about. It's this corner because it's focusing on A. So how much is it? 54. The next one says A, B, C. So if I start at A, I go to B, I end at C. It's really focusing on this corner. So how much is that? 21.
That's my favorite.
Okay. The next one says A, C, B.
So 75.
No. A, C, B starts at A, goes to C, goes to B. It's talking about this corner right next to C. So it's not 75. How much is it? 105. You can either add to make a triangle, which is 180, or you can subtract from 180 because it's a straight line. But ACB is talking about the one that doesn't even have an expression next to it. On the other side is DCB. Notice both of these had a C in the center. That's why they use 3 letters, because C can go to the left or to the right. So DCB is talking about this section over here. That is 75.
How do we know this?
Because a straight line adds to make 180. So if this next door neighbor is 75, next to it would have to be 105 because 180 is a straight line. Or, side note, you could add to make a triangle. The inside of a triangle has to add to make 180. So 54 plus 105 plus 21 makes 180.
Oh.
So it's kind of at this point of the year, everything's going to kind of start tying together. You're going to see, you're going to have to start adding in, like, thinking outside the box a little bit. Okay. So we're not going to do all of these. Let's cross off number 2. Let's cross off number 3. No, we're going to do number 5. So start with 1 and 2. So, 1 is 1 and 4, my bad. So 1 is a triangle. You are adding to make 180. How much is the square? 90. So don't forget to include your 90 in your equation. You're adding all the angles to make 180. Okay, I'll do math.
That was bad. I see the fact that very angry.
Beth?
I thought you said angry. I was like, nobody's angry in here. Who's angry?
I'm a bit. Oh, yeah, because you're sick.
Chloe, stop talking about it.
Chloe, why are you judging?
She's a freshman posting about.
Stop it.
Ah, you're the first one. I know you were.
Okay. Do math.
No, you probably would though.
No.
Try to find X.
Put your phone in the
It's here. Do math.
I literally put them off on
Oh, okay. If you're done with 1, try number 4.
So who's our math teacher gonna be next week?
You have, there's options. You could end up with Miss Wheeler, which is right next door. Yeah. You could end up with Miss Antilli, who's doors down. She's like the soccer coach. Miss Wheeler's next door.
What? Let's see what-
Wait, Miss Allen?
She's got like long, like brown, kind of wavy, got a little bit of gray.
What are
Yeah,
the?
she's good. It depends, like,
Oh, Mrs. Kelly, I heard about it.
Wait, is it Miss Antilia?
I think
Miss
Mrs.
Antilli is 2 doors down. She's the soccer coach. She upstairs.
I'm very, she's very angry.
Miss Allen?
Angry?
That's
No, she's very monotone.
Miss Allen?
She's like
Right.
2 plus 2 is 4.
I told
They do
Story
really
like
good.
that. Same way they do his lectures and stuff.
Okay, anyways, these,
Call you
what are
out
those
in
arcs mean?
bruh.
No, Miss Allen.
So this is 7x plus 2.
Bruh.
Alright.
I got
Yeah.
Like, you know when you put it.
But I.
in, like, gotta drop it.
Right, so if you add your x's, you get a, when you add your numbers, what do you get? That's wrong. -2 plus 4 plus 90 is 90. What is that? Is that 92?
I think I'll take one.
Okay, when you combine like terms, when you combine like terms, you get 92. I'm gonna minus 92 to both sides. I'm going to say 8x equals 88. So x equals how much? 11. Okay, number 4, if you have not started, 4 looks a little different. It has an exterior angle, so it's got the little extra piece on the outside. So we're not adding to make 180, we're adding to make the outside. But there's not 2 things, but we do have these arc marks. What do these arc marks mean? They are congruent. They are equal. So we're adding it twice. Because if this is 7x plus 2, I can technically move 7x plus 2 over here. So you could do 2 things. You could either multiply 7x plus 2 and equal it to the outside for people with big brains, or you could just add it twice and equal it to the outside. You're going to get the same answer either way. Most of you will just literally write it twice, so that's what I'll do. But you could technically just multiply. And some people with really big brains could just multiply by 2 to start and just write that down. You do not have to show every single step. As long as you're showing math, that's totally fine. Some of you, I understand, like, know what you're doing. Some of you don't have any idea what's happening.
What had to do 7 plus 2 plus 7 plus 2.
Well, what would you have wrote instead?
7 plus 2.
No, because it would be 14x plus 4 because you're doubling it.
Oh, so I think just funny.
Yes.
Alex,
That part.
what? You see my note? What? Do I want to see your number? No, I don't want to hear, but. All right, what are you talking about? Why are you asking me if I want to see your number? You're not even asking me.
So what's x?
Another book.
9? Okay,
You're a grown child.
the last one we're gonna do.
Wait, I need to write this down.
The last one we're gonna do is number 5. So you can cross out 6 and 7.
Ah,
6, 7. Okay.
let me do this on purpose.
So let's do number 5, last one.
Wait, can you?
Yes, sorry.
I
I'm
just
like,
go-
okay, last question we're gonna do is number 5. Number 5 says, find the values of x and y. When you have problems, which you will have problems like this on the EOC where you have to find multiple variables, I would start with the variable you have most of. Typically, it's going to be x, not always, but typically. So if you look, there's one equation with a y, and there's 2 equations with an x. So I'm going to start with the x first because it has more information. So if I look at this triangle, I have 6x minus 2 at the top. I have 72 at the bottom. 11x minus 9 is not in the small triangle. It's in the big triangle because that's where the arrow points to. So do I have enough information to add to make 180? Okay. So what am I going to add to make 180? No, because I need 3 angles to make a 180.
90.
No.
11.
Yes. Ah, from chapter 2. It's all coming together now. Chapter 2. Vertical angles. Ah, those are congruent. So if this is 11x minus 9, this is also 11x minus 9. So I can take the information in the small triangle and I'm adding to make 180 because now I have all 3 angles.
Morning.
Mateo, do math because I know you're not done.
Look, exactly.
Reduce to a 2-step equation. Plus 72. Mhm. Doesn't matter. Yeah. Mateo, if I do 6x and 11x together, what do I get?
Huh?
6x and 11x?
That's 7.
Ah.
Shut up, Siri. I think I'm smarter.
-2 plus -9 plus 72. How much?
So your grade. Oh,
61.
what's your grade? You said what again? You said what again? Oh, that's a negative. What's the Oh, yeah, that's 61.
So it's a 2-step equation minus 61 and divide. So x is 7. What should I do with x to help me find y?
Plug it in.
Plug it in. So
So you just put it into the other side.
yeah, I would just plug it into like the other side because we don't, I mean, you can plug it in everywhere, but we don't really need all that. We need the other triangle. So if I plug it into 11 times 7 minus 9, how much is this angle over here? 60.
So close. Yes, yes.
So close yet not close enough, off by one. So if this is 68 and this is 30, we're gonna add the big triangle to make 180. So that's what we're solving for. So we're gonna do 30 plus 68 plus 5y minus 8 equals 180. Because those three angles also have to add to make 180 because it's another triangle. Could also just subtract 30 and 68 and find that angle instead of just that angle, but geometry, you can do it a million different ways, as long as your math is correct and your thinking is correct and you're using the theorems properly, technically, there's like a bunch of ways to do these. Good job. So we are gonna skip everything else on the front. You can cross them out. You do not have to do them because we don't need to do a million problems for you guys to understand it. Yeah, bring your phone. So you're working on the back, which technically we already did 1, 2, and 3 on the back. Yep, we're doing all of them. Is there anybody that's not gonna be here tomorrow? Tomorrow I'm not teaching. I'm not gonna do something new right before break. I'm just gonna make it a classwork day of like today's stuff and yesterday's stuff. That way we could just practice and have like a nice chill day. But if you're not gonna be here, you're gonna need paper. Online picture. What'd you get at the bottom?
Accident. Can't play.
For X or all of it?
For, let's start with X.
Okay.
What'd you get for the rest?